Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you, this is my traditional landscape palette that I did on a video. I'll link it below or up in the iCards. If you're interested in seeing that, I am redoing this palette. And the reason I'm redoing this palette is because I have noticed there are colors that I never use. I really liked in the beginning, but I never use them. These iridescent and chromium and sparkly colors I never use. So there's 1, 2, and this hematite genuine I never use. The cobalt teal or turquoise I never use. I never use the titanium buff. And I never used this oceanic or fuchsite genuine or duochrome oceanic. I never use them. I decided to, and I've also brought in other colors. I brought in cadmium orange one time to do pumpkins. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it's a cadmium orange hue, and I did not like it. And the same with this cadmium orange or cadmium yellow hue. I brought a little bit of cerulean blue over here to do some skies. I do like that. When I create a new palette, I'm going to put that. This is quinacridone sienna. I used it on a bird, but I think I'm going to change that up. So I am just going to change this up to include some colors. And I'm not going to get rid of this because this palette has served me very, very, very well. So I might knock out some of these colors I don't use and fill them up. But for now, I'm just going to leave it. I put some quinacridone rose. I brought a sap green over. I squirted some indanthrone blue. But I find that to be a little bit flat. So I usually use French ultramarine and add some other stuff to it. So let's just go and see what I have here to bring this new palette together. So, and I got this little tube of acrylic wash. It's Turner. I think I bought it on its own. I'll use that for my whites, and I use this PH Martin's Bleed Through White for my highlights if I lose them. So let's just start. I've taken the time to test my colors to see what I want because, you know, I had several picked out and I wanted to make sure that I got the right colors in there. And I've made decisions, and I'm going to just go ahead and start. So after I get it all done, I'll make a card to put under this. I got the same Magello palette, only I got a red one. I'll make a swatch card to go under here, so a color chart, so I'll know my colors. Although I pretty much know my colors, but you know, some are so dark in the pan that you can't differentiate, so I always make a color chart. So let's get after it. Okay, first one I'm going to start with is Nickel Azo Yellow. I'm not going to put titanium buff in here. I didn't use it. And I found out from this, as my colors were going down, that I like a nice full pan so I don't dig into my paints with the tip of my brush. So I like a nice full pan so I can just lay my brush on top and pull. Okay, Nickel Azo Yellow, and this is quinacridone Gold. And these I'll have to set for a couple days to set. For a yellow ochre, a lot of people have a yellow ochre, natural yellow. I like this. I like a raw sienna. But when I went to the art store last time, I picked up this Mont Amiata Natural Sienna. So we'll see how that works for me. I haven't used it much. I've tested it out a little bit. It's a little bit brighter. It's a little bit brighter than that, and then raw sienna. If you can see, that's the I'm going to call it the mountain sienna, and this is the raw sienna. So the mountain sienna is just a little bit brighter. I think that'll be all right. And I tested this Aussie Red Gold against quinacridone sienna. I just like the way this Aussie Red Gold moved. And I like more natural colors, as you can tell. Just more muted. I always mix my colors down to dull them down if they're too bright. One thing I missed on my other palette was a couple of good pinks and reds to do flowers with. I was doing some pink magnolias and I was missing a pink. So I'm going to put a quinacridone rose. And just as important, I think, is a little bit of a warmer red. I probably should have put that here and the quinacridone rose closer. This is quinacridone red. And this I just love. It is Naphthalmide Maroon. It mixes really well with Green Apatite Genuine and makes a beautiful, beautiful neutral, beautiful brown. So I think I cannot live without it on my palette. This is Cerulean Blue Chromium, and I like this for skies. Just to drop in a wet on wet. It is the perfect sky color. And to get a little bit of granulation, I like some French Ultramarine. French Ultramarine is just a color that needs to be on every palette, I think. It's so versatile. And it's got granulation. You can mix it with anything. I don't need both of these NYX blues, but I'm going to have them because I want them. The first one is Kyanite Genuine. It is sort of a denim color, which you can get if you thin down indigo. But this has a mica or something in it. And I just love it. And I don't think that anybody could see it under glass. It doesn't say it's got mica in it. And usually if it does, it will say it. It says genuine kyanite. I love it. It's just a really beautiful color. It mixes well too. Found that I just really love the color. Okay, that's indigo. And this is Amethyst Genuine. I use that for my purple. It mixes well with greens to make a dark. You know, I never found myself to be a landscape person, but I sure do an awfully lot of outdoor stuff in my paintings. Okay, so the next one I'm going to put down is Green Apatite Genuine. Now this is similar to a sap green, only it has some beautiful brown granulation. I just love it. I love granulating colors. Okay, next one is Olive Green. This is just of a more natural green. I was going to put Rare Green Earth on here, but I didn't. I only have 18 spots. So here's Bronzite Genuine. It is going to be in place of my raw sienna or burnt sienna. It's more neutral brown than burnt sienna. And here is Burnt Bronzite Genuine, which I use in place of burnt umber. And it's kind of a burnt sienna color. It's really nice. Okay, now this next one I got just recently. This is a new to me color. It's Shadow Violet. It is so good. It is so good for shadows. I just love it. Now you could mix your shadows if you'd like, but this one is so good. You know, it's a grayish with purple undertones. It's just so good. I really like it. And the last one I got is Lunar Black. Now, Lunar Black is the same as Mars Black, PBK 11, and it's very granulating. I use it, I mix it with every color under the rainbow, and I use it in trees a lot, limbs, birds. It's a great shadow color because it'll separate out from the pigment and leave the pigment color around. So there you go, guys. There is my new landscape palette. I use a lot of Primatech colors. Let's see, how many Primatech do I have? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just 5. This is a really cool palette for landscapes and flowers and outdoors and even indoors. It's a really good palette just to work indoors. So we'll let that dry. I'll show you later the color chart for this palette. Thanks for joining me, guys. Hit like and subscribe. My channel struggles. You know, I don't post every week. I try to get a short up every now and then. I enjoy doing YouTube. I can't get a video up. I don't have time to. This video has taken me all afternoon to make. So, due to interruptions and whatever, you know. So, I will do a short on the color chart after this is all done. And thanks for watching, and talk to you later. Bye.